Hiya, it's Goblins Henchman here. I thought I'd do a quick video demo of this Spreadsheet Adventure module I made. So essentially I was looking for some sort of original material to convert over to this format so people could sort of maybe give it a try and see what they thought. And about, I don't know, in late 2016 I found a module, or rather an adventure, in my loft space. It was in a beat up ring binder, and it was a dungeon I made back in 1988. In fact, one of the first dungeons I'd ever made for sort of campaign. Before that I did lots of sort of jobbing around adventures, just sort of mucking around with friends, but this was the sort of start of a sort of, in quotes, proper campaign with friends. So anyway, so I found this map, and I found the accompanying, I had a little book which I had written the adventure notes in. And so I decided to serialise it on G+, because the notes were really scratchy, the handwriting was shocking. In fact, lots of it was pretty hard to understand. I mean, obviously when I prepared the adventure, it was for game night. It wasn't really ever designed to be published or anything. I just sort of did enough to help me remember what was going on. Anyway, so I just followed the number scheme that was on the map, so it doesn't make much sense the way it's numbered, just in the order I'd actually done it for the game. And so in the Spreadsheet Adventure Module fashion, what I do is put a map as a background, make the squares small, and then basically insert these pop-ups. So this is, for example, room 4 is a giant constrictor. I give the reference here for the monster manual, how many hit points it's got, and then the note about the room. So there are several skeletons on the floor and something carved on the far wall. If the party go to investigate, a giant constrictor drops on them, surprises them on a 1 to 5. It has no treasure. And for each entry, I've also included my looking back comment, which I posted on G+. So this is basically when I serialised it, what I thought of the room, because I hadn't pretty much no idea how this was going to pan out. So I sort of comment here about the likelihood of finding a giant snake in a dungeon. And then my recollection of this room, for example, was that my players thought that the dead skeletons were undead, rather dead skeletons. The skeletons were undead rather than just being dead. Anyway, so it's a trap. So the whole thing sort of pans out like that. I've got some sort of in this layer, the yellow ones are encounters. You've got mean locks in there, and here you've got yellow musk zombies, and here you've got Galtrits, over here you've got a Gobel. That's one thing about this dungeon, and here you go, Stun Jelly. It's a lot of the monsters from the Theme Folly, but basically it's one of these super old school adventures where there's no dungeon ecology, there's no themed adventures, no balanced encounters. It's just, I've got a dungeon, let's play. One experiment I decided to try with this is in theory you could get rid of all these markers on here and actually just have like an index off to the sides. In this case I thought, well, wouldn't it be good, for example, for room 4 you could put here a stat block for the constrictor, and also made some notes about the most salient features from the entry in the monster manual, just because I figured sometimes reading through the entry can be, there's a lot of fluff in there. And again, here you go, so you could, at a glance you could see what's in each room. And I think in the stat block here, for example, you can see I included the amount of XP for the encounter. So this is the upper level. So if you go down this stairwell, you get to go to point A. Go down this one, you get to point C. If you go down this level, you go to point D, and then there's a drop here as well. And that takes you to the bottom level, where you've got this A and this section. Here's the C and here's the D of the various stairwells. So this is just another layer. This is the dark creeper layer, which is actually pretty much a death trap. If any players go down here, they're going to die because it's pretty overpowered. And on the other side, this is the secret temple, cultist temples. This, I can't remember what the plot of this is, but possibly if you got some intel, you'd find this secret door, which would go all the way to B, which takes you straight to the temple here. So not B. Straight to D effectively. So anyway, that's the adventure. There's not much more to say. Give it a try, see what you think, and thanks for